Yo,
Yo,
what up, dude? Alright, you
what
want
up?
a little backstory here?
You're up, dude. That's what's up. Okay, on, let me boost you to over 9,000. Okay, what's up?
One second, just get in here. So basically, stopped playing like a long time ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And every time I get back, I just don't know what to do with my equips anymore. So I just keep stopping playing. And now I saw you in my recommended on YouTube, and I saw you doing these equip videos. So I'm like, dude, my time has come. I'm coming back, dude.
You're in Reboot, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, just to make sure. We didn't actually formally check that. Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, I didn't even check. I didn't even check if you were on main servers. So.
Yeah, so it's very different between the two now. It's a huge. For non-reboot, I would have huge gaps in knowledge that I wouldn't be able to advise at all.
Okay, good.
Should probably
It's one of those things,
check
man,
that.
like, I just stopped progressing, and I was like, man, there's no point in me playing. I don't know what the fuck to do. There's so. Oh, can I use those words here?
Yeah. Just know like
Yeah.
gamer enable is
Yeah,
words.
yeah. So where you at?
Yeah. So you have your gear. And you haven't played since when?
Like I come back on and off, but I haven't played like seriously in a while. Like I can't even give you a date.
Okay. So like buy station farming still a thing, or are we talking like?
I'm talking like before. You know how you have to like lock your con at a certain level.
Yeah. The suicide kinda
Before the suicide con meta is when I last was farming.
Like goal. Okay, when people were basically abusing bad mechanics in the game where you didn't get meso reduction for higher level areas, basically.
Exactly.
So, like, goal. What was it like? Blackgate City or MP3 shit like that era?
Yeah, it was that era, but I never got like the rings and shit from there.
Okay. Yeah. So a lot of that content has moved. Basically, a lot of that non-KMS content, the GMS exclusive content, has all been been getting squished together into the Phantom Forest, and they're like reappropriating all of the IP, all of the pictures and everything into just into content that is intermingled with each other, and it has gotten extra equips there, extra higher level 180 accessories that you buy with coins, and then you also have to, if you want to Star Force them, that also costs coins, so you have to do dailies and weeklies for a long ass time, basically.
That's always been like the thing with this game. It's if you're not playing for like a few months, it's hard to.
Yeah, it definitely promotes people to play. It's better to play an hour a day than to play 10 hours a day once every once every 10 days. Yeah, it's you get further ahead. It's I mean, not to get too like into the psychology, but it's just better because you can form a habit in people of playing and logging in every day. And once you get a person to have that habit, once you got them there, they'll just be more likely to not break that habit, and then you have them for a longer period of time. So it's like psychological trick basically to get people to stick to playing your game.
Yeah.
But every game does it to some extent.
What are you saying? Should I screen share or what are you saying?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Tell me if you can see my desktop background.
Yeah, I think you have to share your actual screen and not the game because I don't think it works on Discord.
Okay.
Just gotta like share your screen and then like full screen it, I guess.
Oh, it doesn't work on Discord? I think it works from. You want to hop in one of your voice channels? Is there one in your Discord?
Oh yeah, like one of those where you like
Yeah.
stream it. Yeah, I think that works. Let's see. Yeah, if you go into a voice channel, I can drag you into my private one.
Right.
Yo, and then you can stream from here, I think. I mean, if you're allowed to, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
If you are. Nice. Okay. How do I full screen this? Here. There we go. It's a little
Are you good?
pixely. Yeah, I can see it.
Alright. So what do you want to see first?
So we'll just go down the list. So you're level 230. What class are you? Are you Night Lord? Is that what I see?
Lord.
30 Night Lord. Also, could you be like a little bit closer to your microphone? Because you're like
Night Lord.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And basically, what's your like? Are you playing one computer, two computer? You have like a separate kind of farmer?
I have two. I've never used two.
Okay. Is that something you're looking into maybe doing, or?
Yeah. I wouldn't be against it.
Okay, because we have most likely we have a Terra burn coming up in the summer, and then you can get your kind of past 200 very easily, and then drag it along through the daily quests, through the pre-quests, and then get your arcane power up to increase your survivability. Yeah, you do have to go through all of those stages, but with Terra burn that'll be really, really fast, even on a new account. So if that's something you're up for, Nightlord is a very good candidate for just self-funding and just training and getting Mesoptane on your stuff and then being able to train properly. And still making a lot of money while training, and then being able to fund yourself up that way and not having to dedicate time separately on a separate farming character.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, because this is like the only class I like playing, to be honest.
Yeah, so you can just keep it more fun by just staying on your character and feel like you're progressing because you're always getting experience while you're playing.
Yeah.
The one thing would be, like, the higher area you want to go to, the higher level the Kana has to be as well before it can follow you around.
Yeah. For sure.
So that'll slow you down a bit there in moving to new areas, and since it is getting really, really crowded in the lower level areas, although we do have Reverse City coming out this summer. I don't know if you've looked at the KMS updates at all.
No, never. I've never been like that into it where I look at the updates.
Oh yeah, so there's an extra area coming out between Vanishing Journey and Choo Choo, and then like a few months later there's going to be an extra area as well, or not a few months, but it's like after that there's also going to be an extra area coming out between Choo Choo and Lachaline. So level 215 area and a 225, level 205 area and a level 215 area. Is what we know of. So just a bunch of extra maps and a bunch of revamps of maps happening as well to make maps more viable, so that we're not all cluttered in like the same 2 or 3 maps. And I'm also working on a giant database of where all the classes get several, what rates they get, so that people have a better insight on which maps are actually pretty good and which ones aren't that bad or aren't as bad as they might think. So, you know, that we spread out the people a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay, so you still have the thing. You don't have a heart, but you do have the medal, the badge, I mean. So it's nice. So for the upcoming Rise event, there's going to be an android with a like a coupon for an android that comes with a free heart as well. That's going to be the Lydium heart. So
is that level 30 heart?
Yeah, it's level 30, but it's permanent, so that would be worth, and you can dump some money into that to get some free stat there.
Alright.
So that'll be something to get during the Rise event. Other than that, I would say that you're pretty comfortably end of mid game and trying to make this transition from mid game to late game is what
yeah, that's why I've just been stuck in this phase forever, man. Like every time I log on, it's like, what can I do?
Yeah, it's at that point where you just start having to make a big jump, basically, right? And it's like, how do you tackle that big jump responsibly?
Because again, when I stopped playing, like this shit just came out, right? And now I'm behind. I see people with like 6 slots here.
Yeah, so every new area has an extra symbol.
Yeah.
You you're at 230.
I don't even think I'm strong enough to hit those mobs, right?
Yeah, so there's penalties that you incur from not having the arcane power. If you check your hyper stats real quick, we have an arcane power hyper stat as well. Those might be all reset, by the way.
What's that?
They might be reset. Oh no, they're not. So if you scroll all the way down,
I just put them in.
So that's why you have 170, even though you only have like 12 there, right? So that will allow you to get a little bit extra buffer. But it's mainly going to be doing a lot of dailies to speed up. But there's 2 dailies per area now. I don't know if you knew about that.
2 dailies per area.
Yeah,
there's
so
the PQ and then there's the.
And then there's the kill and gather quests.
Yeah.
So that's the Vanishing Journey has both. Choo Choo has both. Lachaline has the Dream Defender and a kill quest, and then Arcana. So you'll be able to unlock all the way up to Morass. So you'll be able to unlock 3 extra areas with 3 extra symbols. New symbol is immediate 30 extra arcane power, and then extra level is a 10 extra. So if you focus mainly on doing the pre-quests, you could get like 90 plus on one day, but since you're a Night Lord, you want to be careful not to go too crazy too fast, because you will start taking like crazy damage from those higher level mobs, and the defense stat doesn't really exist in the game anymore. It doesn't really work because your arcane power multiplier is just going to make you get like dumpstered by those things. But yeah, the low level symbols level up like crazy, so you can get up to 14 symbols a day from Vanishing Journey now, 19 from Choo Choo, up to, we're talking about, well, Lacaline starts at 4 guaranteed, 1 guaranteed from the extra NPCs. We would have to get into like what Dream Defender is and everything. Have you seen any videos about any of this?
No, man.
Okay, so
I don't like play this game like that.
Oh, I see. So Dream Defender is like a mini dungeon that you go in by yourself. There's 5 maps in the shape of a cross, so there's one in the middle and then one up, down, left, right. You can navigate to the other maps through like portals, right? So all of them connect to the middle one, and the middle one connect to all the other ones, but none of the other ones connect to themselves. You always have to go through the middle to get to the other ones. And basically every map has a music box, and the music box is corrupted, which means you need to damage it to uncorrupt it. So you just go to the maps where the music box is corrupted, you uncorrupt it, and then you get you get like positive vibes, and if the bar fills with positive vibes, then you clear the map and you go to the next one, and then just you try to go as far as you can, and then the next map is always a little bit harder than the previous one, and you basically go next. Night Lord has a little bit of a struggle there because your burst is very, very heavily centered around your spread throw. So the main thing with Dream Defender is that the more you can spread out your burst, because every single round is harder than the last one, you're at a disadvantage if your burst is very high peak versus a very low valley of off burst. So it's very possible that you need to just like squeeze out a bunch of runs and you can get to floor 20 or something, and that you won't be able to clear up to 30. But you have like a safe spot with every multiple of 10 floors, and then you can restart from that floor again the next time. So the benefit of being very burst heavy is whatever decimal of floor you can get to, be it 20, 30, or 40 or higher, whatever one you can get to, if you make sure you have your burst up when you go into it again and you start at the higher floor, you'll always be able to clear it very quickly because of how insane your burst is as a Night Lord. While other classes, if they spread out their bursts and they barely get to a floor, that doesn't mean they're like guaranteed to actually be able to kill that floor if their balance of on burst to off burst damage is way different from yours. They might actually be like, oh, I cleared 50 last time, let's just go into 50, and then maybe they mess one thing up, or they have what I call a side spawn, and then maybe that slows them down enough to actually fail that. And if you fail the first floor you get into, if you start on a higher floor, except from zero, like, well, whatever floor you go onto, you have to clear the floor you're in to start getting any kind of points. If you fail the first one, you lose your attempt. So if you like bite off a little bit more than you can chew by going into a very high floor that you were only barely able to clear before, that's very risky because then you could just lose your entry basically.
Yeah.
So if you clear floor 10, you get 10 coins. If you clear floor 30, you get 30 coins. You get 3 entries a day. And then once you do all your 3 runs for the day, you go to the bottom of the tower and there's 5 NPCs there, and those are the people who got the highest floor clear of the last week, who are shown as an NPC for that week, and then you talk to each one of them and they give you a number of extra coins for an average of 30 extra, which buys you 1 extra symbol a day.
Okay, that's pretty helpful.
Yeah, so even if you, and I think there's also some consolation number prizes if you get like very poor results. You get like some bonuses as well if you like get fucked or you like very bad at it. You do get like some extra coins sometimes to like help you out a little bit. And then the kill quest is in a different map. It's like one map to the north, but if you look at the world map, you'll see once you do the pre-quest, there's like a little bit of a hideout. Basically, the whole storyline is that it's like the dream city, and there's a bunch of people who are like hiding behind those, like a Phoenician ball. You know the concept?
Nope. Oh, yeah.
They have like a mask that they hold in front of their face. Like everyone is running around with those masks. And there's a few people who are like part of the resistance who are like holding those masks, and they have like a little hideout. And that same map is where you will get your kill quests afterwards once you're through with the whole storyline. So you'll recognize it from that. So that's Lacaline, and then at the end you have to kill Lucid. I don't know if you've seen Lucid at all.
Yep, I've seen Lucid.
Yeah, so you have to kill Story Lucid, so that shouldn't be a problem whatsoever. Okay. But just because she has very low HP and just the storyline. And then once you clear that, you get into Arcana, and Arcana is all about like happy spirits that are just happy because they're like actually corrupted, and there's like an angry spirit, and if they don't act happy, then they're gonna get fucked, and their forest is dying and everything. So you basically have to save them from their dying forest, and then by playing magical instruments and whatever the fuck, it's, you know, Maple Story. And then there's like a blockage. There's like a bunch of spirits blocking a dam, which is stopping the river from flowing, because all of the areas are connected through the river, right? So you have to get those guys unstuck, whatever. And then once you have the river flowing again, there's like 2 dailies again, and one is just kill monsters or gather drops and just bring them back, and then the other one is called Spirit Savior. I have a video for that one, but basically there's a bunch of those rock spirits are just stuck. You have to go there, you have to kill the vines that they're stuck on, pick them up with NPC chat. So you basically pick them up and then they'll follow you around, and then you have to hand them in again. But there's one giant spirit that's chasing you, and the more spirits you free, the faster he comes after you. And you can save up to 5 at a time. And every time you free another spirit, he like has a transition phase where he freezes a little bit and then transforms into a stronger version of the spirit. But you can utilize that transition phase to get away from him and create some distance between you and him. So you'll have to learn how to navigate the map, how to get from one side to the other. Have you seen Rope Lift ever?
Nope.
So that's basically, have you ever played a Kaiser or an Angelic Buster?
I played a Kaiser up to level 120 for the.
They have like a built-in rope lift where you like chain up. Yeah, so it's basically like that skill, but it's like a common node skill that everyone can use at 5th job.
Okay.
So that one is often very helpful, and you'll have to like kind of learn how to rope lift cancel as well. Like if you use a rope lift and then you tap the button again while you're still rope lifting, you can kind of stall your jump so you don't fly all the way up the full vertical, because that will slow you down too much, and then the spirit has a chance to like catch up to you. So you'll learn when to use your flash jumps. There's like jumpers in the map, so you know how far you go on these jumpers, and sometimes you can jump with the direction of the jump to get extra distance. Sometimes you want to jump against them so you fall short where a spirit is. So it's going to be all about looking at the minimap, looking where the spirits are. If you check ! Spirit Savior, I kind of give a breakdown there on how that works, so you can look at that first before you attempt. That is going to take quite a bit of your time doing Spirit Savior every day once you unlock that, but that's going to give you up to 10 symbols a day just from doing that, so it is definitely worth it.
That's what I got to work on first, is like getting these up to date.
Yeah, so with the Kill Quest and the Spirit Savior on Arcana, you get up to 18 symbols a day there as well. So Lacaline is going to be your least amount of income, but if you're doing all those, and then Morass after that has like a super long storyline, and then when you think you're done, it starts like again, and you have to do it like even more. But Morass only has 1 daily now, which is just kill and gather, and then you just do that.
Okay.
Well, one of there is really bad is Memory Glass. If you get Memory Glass, try to always reroll that. Or if there are drops for the highest level mobs, you want to try to reroll those, because those monsters, you're 230. Those are like level 245. Yeah. So those are gonna be very tricky to kill. Yeah. So if it's like broken shafts, broken bows, or dark like mages, basically the monsters in that area. Have you ever gone to Kritias?
Never. Oh wait, Kritias? Yeah. I think.
Yeah, have like those floating weapons and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Morass is basically all the monsters around there are basically the ones who carry the weapons that you had in Kritias. So they're like linked in lore there, so they're using those weapons as weapons. Okay, so but yeah, symbols is going to be huge for your final damage, for your damage, for your stat. So that's important to have those things fixed. I'm just looking at the empty things first. So we looked at the heart, so you know what to do there. Symbols, you got your prep there. Well, yeah, get a Kana friend to join you for the pre-quest. It'll be faster.
Okay.
And for totems, you could do Afterlands if you want to. That's like something you just Afterlands. You have to look up a guide and do that. I've never done it, but I've heard it's like pretty puzzly and very annoying if you don't have just a guide to follow.
Okay.
All the other totems in the game are either bad or temporary. Afterlands are permanent and give you a decent amount of extra damage. You don't have to, but like that's like I think the best option for you there. Okay. We have other events. Sometimes they give you totems, but those are very irregular. last time they kind of skipped it, and then everyone started yelling, and then they brought it out eventually. But yeah, you don't really want to count on that, especially if you're playing a little bit sporadically like you are.
Yeah.
And like One Droid event and Dark Lords of Darkness event were relatively recent, so those are probably not going to come out for a while. So it's not really, a good idea to really wait out for those. Okay, the Codex and the familiar system is completely down right now.
Yep.
I don't know if you've read up on anything related to that.
I just knew I had to get the leaf-free one, leafer one.
Yeah, so that was the easy one. So the Codex doesn't have those set bonuses anymore. But there's like a badge system. I don't know. It's completely shut down. But basically, what they did was instead of having one set that you apply, you were able to select up to 8 badges, and the badges would have like very small buffs, and everything combined, it would roughly be similar to like the one set bonus previously, but you would have to get all of the badges by getting all of the monsters within a badge set and find their familiar card and put all of those into the Codex. But the problem was that there was some reroll happening, that after people registered cards, they would get unregistered again, and since the drop rate was pretty low, they just shut it all down for now. But yeah, so it's different in that way, and since while it's shut down, we don't have that 30% IED, so that can be a bit tricky.
Yeah.
Although you do have, what is it, Frailty Curse? That gives some IED, right?
This thing?
Oh
yeah, this guy.
Yeah, like the red thing, yeah. So that can be useful, although the boss has to stand in that, so that's a real little. Okay. Yeah, but so the familiars would be, the goal for familiars is that they would allow you to equip up to 3 familiars, and they can get lines like 40% boss, 40% IED, stuff like that. But it's still unclear on what they're going to do with the drop rate of the cards and re-rolling, and so just know that it is possible that that's going to have a big effect on what the potential should be on your weapon, your emblem, and your secondary. Because, that's where the attack, the IED, and the boss damage comes from, right? Which is the very solid foundation of where all your damage comes from. Getting very lucky with a familiar, or however they do implement now the familiar system, could throw that all like out the window or change it all up. So I'm not going to go too crazy on your potential on your WSC, basically.
Okay.
Okay, let's go through the equips that you have right now.
All right, what do you want to see first?
Just start like top left, and then we'll see where that takes us. Oh, so wait, is Flames something completely foreign to you as well?
Yeah, Flames, when I played, there was, what was it instead of Flames?
Nebulites?
Nebulites, that's the thing.
Yeah. So Nebulites are completely gone, and Flames have completely replaced it. Flames are, well, the potential for Flames is way better, but there's way more RNG. Basically, where Nebulites had the RNG on when you fused it, Flames have the RNG on when you use it on the item itself.
Okay.
So yeah, it's basically like cubing, although there's no there's only like one possible way that you can flame and have a chance to keep your previous outcome, and that's with like black flames that come from some event stores. But in general, it's only like cubes that completely redo your stuff. Yeah, so it's a pretty big commitment, and you constantly have to do a cost-benefit analysis of like, what is the possible outcome? How many flames do I have? Do I want to keep this? Do I just keep going? Do I not care? Like, yeah. So you always have that in the back of your head. A bunch of items can't be flamed, so you don't have to worry about it. And some items have flame advantage, and some items don't have flame disadvantage. So the possible outcome of the flames will be very different. What do you know about flames so far?
I just know that they're the red ones and like the green ones. I'm assuming the green ones get better stats.
Yeah, so there's Eternals, which are like rainbow colored. My mom calls them green as well. Some people call them white. So the names I usually just use Powerful and Eternal to distribute them. So the powerful one is the red one. So the red ones the powerful you can buy in the Hennessy's shop as many as you want. And both of them can drop from bosses. If you check the daily command that I have, it also has a column there with which one drops Eternal or Powerful. It's shown by an E and a P, abbreviating everything. Which bosses drop what. Although the drop rates for them are pretty bad now because we relied on a lot of drop rate from our familiars, and those are gone now. So basically the only boss that's kind of reliable for flames is Madman Ranmaru, which you probably know, right? Yeah. So if you can kill that one on a few characters, that will be some flame income. But all the other ones, it's mainly weekly bosses, and then if you just get really lucky with other stuff. So flames have a bunch of different outcomes that could be useful, but it's often very difficult to compare which flame is how good. So what I've kind of come up with, and I think that some people have, well, a lot of people have started adapting that as well, or I'm not saying that I invented it or anything, but basically what you try to do is you calculate a flame score for how good the flame is, and then based on that score, you can compare it to other items better to see which one has a better flame and which one is probably the next on the chopping block to be improved. So if you check !flames in the chat, you can get all of the information there. If you want to see how good they can possibly get, you know, you can you can look at those numbers. But I think in general we kind of aim for about when I looked at the numbers, I think we aim for about around 55% of the possible potential of the very, very best flame as like a general outcome of how good you want to aim for, how good you want to aim the flame to be.
Yeah.
Because the very, very best one is never happening. The very worst one is obviously an easy reroll. So you want to be on the upper end of the average spectrum. So depending on how long you're going to keep the item and whether they're flame advantage or not, you want to go harder on it or kind of just leave it where it is. So with the bosses and everything, so do you have like experience with Lotus and Damien? Like, is that how far you got, or?
I've never even done Lotus or Damien. Like the farthest I've got was, you know, the CRA bosses and the Helix, and I never attempted Lotus or Damien.
Okay.
Like
so the goal would be to be like strong enough to be in a party.
Yeah.
For sure. Maybe even solo Lotus and Damien, and then move up to like Lucid, I guess. Even though you don't really know what that would entail, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just looking for like the next step right now, right? Like getting back into it.
Yeah, Lucid is one of the bosses who is in the Arcane River, so she has Arcane River requirement. So to be able to do full damage on her, you would need 540 Arcane Power, which seems like very far away from where you are now. And I mean, it is kind of far away, but once you unlock 3 extra areas and you start doing dailies, you'll find that you'll get that rather quickly, and you'll see your main stat go up a lot because it's just 100 stat with every level up, 300 with every new symbol. So it, yeah, you're gonna see a lot of stat increase really quickly. So what I have is this !progression, where I basically try to pinpoint like where do we need to spend the most time. I've opened it on stream, but you can always find it in the chat, of course. So I'm gonna guess, since you haven't played in a while, you're probably like in the upper echelons here, or like I said, in the upper mid game. So your main stat is probably like around 12 or something, I'm guessing, 12, 13k.
Yeah, 12k.
Yeah. So, see, I just know these things. Too.
I know.
Yeah.
You just know.
I just know. Yeah, so you're probably looking at all of these things, and I'm gonna guess that maybe your Legion is a little bit under.
Yeah, it's very. I literally only play this one character. Like I have a bunch of links, but they're all just stocked at 120.
Yeah, from what you said, that you really only just enjoy playing that one character, and in general, I don't know why, but like Night Lords or people who play characters that are more Night Lordy, I don't know, they just tend to be more zoned in on one thing, and like that's a good thing, because it helps you get further in the game.
Man. I played them all. I like this.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It's just at a certain point, you'll get stronger on your main character by playing other characters instead. And it just feels very counterintuitive, but just that's how it works at a certain point.
Yeah.
But it's all about finding that balance. You know, if you just do one extra character to level 100, you just grind it out, and then you get to play on your main, and you just do one of those a day, within a month, your Legion will be just like crazy if you just do a little bit a day. So that's what I would advise. You know, make it not take the upper hand and take away from your enjoyment of the game. Like if your enjoyment of the game is just like derping around on a Night Lord, jumping around, throwing stars at everything, and then like playing Naruto and everything, like that's fun for you. Like keep on doing that as much as you want. Just do a little bit every day, and then you'll find that your Legion just grows like crazy.
It doesn't matter what characters I use for Legion, or no?
Yeah, it does. So, so wait, Legion is completely new as well for you, right?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Legion's new. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Even
so
Matrix is new for me, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because you only had like the first and the second skill, and that kind of was.
Yeah.
or not even the second one, maybe. Only the first skill and like a few decent skills, and that was probably it.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so Legion. Well, I have exclamation mark Legion. I have a bunch of commands. You might notice that I'm just saying exclamation mark in front of things. So I have a bunch of commands. So basically, for Legion is a way to both actively and passively. Well, no. Okay, so there's two major systems: there's Legion and link skills. The Legion is kind of passively working in the background, but you can rearrange it. And link skills are actively linked link skills of other characters to your character. And the combination of these two things will allow you to gain a bunch of like peripheral stats, which will enable you to redistribute your hyper stats and stuff in a different way, and maybe also your inner ability to a certain point, so that you can maximize your damage, basically.
Yeah.
So certain classes just have certain link skills, and then depending on their level, they unlock certain levels of link skills, and then you can either link it to your character or don't. But you can switch it twice a day now. So you can start on one character, and you can move it around twice within 24 hours before the daily reset again. So up to 3 characters a day can utilize the link skills. And then certain link skills can stack into one slot with multiple of them, increasing the effect on one character. And then the only caveat there is that you cannot link like 3 different characters that are all, for example, the mage link skill, the explorer mage link skill now. When you attack monsters, you have a chance to give the monster a debuff. So it's specifically for bossing, because otherwise you kill them too quickly. Gives them a debuff that stacks up to 3 times, and then for every stack you deal 3% damage and get 3% IED. So up to a total of 9% damage, 9% IED, which is really nice.
Yeah.
But what you can do, for example, what you cannot do is link like 3 Ice Lightning mages into your Night Lord, for example. It has to be one of each of the 3.
Yeah.
If you have multiple Ice Lightnings, then you could link, you could have a link to another character at the same time, but nobody really goes for double links anymore because you can switch twice a day now. So there is more and more a push to just making one of each character, because every character has either a good Legion or a good link or both at this point. So in the past, it was like, oh, you just make these 10 characters, and then for all the rest of the Legion, you just make whatever to just fill up the gaps. Yeah. But it's gotten more and more to the point where if you want to have, for every situation, the appropriate link skills available to you to maximize your output at that time, you pretty much want to make one of each character.
Yeah.
So if you check, I can open it on the stream real quick. One of the commands I have, where's my chat? Not here, not there. Oh, here. If you check exclamation mark links, I made a grid that has all of the link skills and the Legion buffs of all the characters in the game right there. And I've organized them, so the green ones are the Legion buffs and the clear ones are the link skills. If they're more intricate, I included a link. So this is the empirical knowledge. So this is the Mage Explorer that I just talked about. Like, this is all the information. Technically, this is all relevant, but to squeeze it into a grid like this becomes a shit show. So I just do an external link. I'm sure you understand that. So I have it color-coded as well as which ones are good for everyone, which ones are incidental, which ones are just specific to some classes and not generally good for everyone, which ones are just garbage, and which ones are just good only in certain situations and only for certain people. Which has led to a general order of leveling which character is beneficial for your account as a whole. But of course, once you get like 10, 15 characters down, it can already start shifting, as certain classes won't need certain things as much as other ones. And then you start, basically what you do is just skip and you go to the next one. But this is like a general order of priority is like the first column here. So you can see we're looking for experience first, experience links, so you can train faster, not only for your main, but for all the other links and all the other Legion characters that you're going to be leveling. If you can speed up that whole process, then you basically get the snowball rolling. I don't know if you play any League, but if you have a Mumu just walking around with the giant snowball, just as you get your basics going, you'll just get more and more and more traction, and then everything's going to get way and way easier. So to give you an example, you haven't played it in a long time. I made an Ice Lightning Mage because there was a burning event. and I was level 10 with just the sword, and I had my links and my legion linked to the character. And with my basic attacks with my sword, I was hitting 6,500 crit at level 10 on an Ice Lightning Mage.
Yeah, okay, that's pretty important.
That's just by linking the Legion and the Link skills, and it's not even like anything else. This is before I got like intellect and had a staff and everything. So
yeah,
it gets really crazy if you start linking all of this. And the most important stuff is you'll be able to freely distribute your hyperstats to where they really need to be once you have these things down. Now, of course, we're not talking too much about the min-maxing and everything yet. You can kind of start finalizing that when you start getting to like level 250 or something, and you're moving into like hard lucid, hard will, but we're talking like months away for now. So for now, it's important to get these basics done. Like critical rate is very important. Critical rate enables your critical damage to shine, and once your critical damage comes through, especially on new characters as well, if you can get their critical rate up very high, the amount of damage they do and how quickly they kill monsters is crazy, and your leveling speed will go up and up and up. So the main thing, link skills, is just you actively link, you get the buff, it's cool. For Legion, there's two things. There's a grid bonus and a member bonus. So what you see here is the member bonuses. Having this character in the grid actively placed and fighting will give you that bonus that is mentioned.
Yeah.
So that's right here, that's the member bonus. So you see all these member bonuses are always applied to any character I log into if I keep this configuration. I can also switch configurations. You can have you have two free ones that you can choose. And in the beginning, you'll just start with this grid in the middle right here.
Yeah.
So you just have access to stats, HP, MP, magic attack, and that's it. You can switch them, however, like you want the HP here, you want the dex there. Boom, you switch them around. Okay, confirm, done. If you want to. So if you have them set up, in the beginning, you'll probably set them up as like two triangles like this, or as one square. And then you'll just switch between intellect and magic attack, or attack and whatever stat the character has. You can just switch them like that. You don't have to move around all the characters, because all of these things are all characters that are all individually movable. But there's certain rules. For example, you have to touch the pieces together. So like this, you see this whole thing is red now, and it's not active anymore. You can see that the boss damage is all completely gone until I place this back, and it's back. Also, one icon of a piece has to be in the middle of one of these four squares right here. So if I were to move that one, I don't think I even could. Like, it wouldn't even let me, right? It's like, nope. So every starting at 2,000 Legion level, every 1,000 you get one extra grid space available, and it just keeps growing. Until 6,000 you have control over the full grid, and you can put them anywhere you want, with the restrictions of connecting pieces and all of that. So you get a rank up every 500 levels, and that allows you to put one extra character one extra member in the grid. And every level up after a plural of 2,500, so like at 3K, at 5.5, and then at 8K, instead of putting one extra member in, you can put 5 extra members in.
Okay.
So those are seen as very important numbers, because then you get a huge burst suddenly. And then the size of the character is determined by their rank, which you can see here. And that also impacts how big their member bonus is. And that's what you can see here. So you start off with 10. So like at level 60, 100, 140, 200, 250, you have rank BA, S, double S, triple S. For example, if you have a Kaiser that's level 60, it'll be rank B, and it'll give you 10 strength as a member bonus. And if you get to level 200, it'll be rank double S, and you will get 80 as a member bonus. So that's the member bonus. And then the grid bonus is where do you put the piece. So what area does it cover? And then that gives you the numbers. And that's all. In the beginning, you're just going to pile things on. Like I said, it's just going to be main stat, weapon, magic attack, whatever. But as you start building out, you get access to stuff like critical damage, boss damage. IED starts small, but you know about how IED works, right? Multiplicatively.
I know how it works, yeah.
Yeah, so once you have a little bit access, you don't really want to do anything with it. But if you can get a full 40% number like this, that's really valuable. You can get some critical rate to help new level characters. You can even squeeze into bonus experience if you have a lot left over. And some classes do want buff duration, but as a Night Lord, you won't be needing any of that. Yeah, so more characters means more Legion raid power. And basically there's a... Well, I could go into this, but basically there's a dragon being fought just in the background. And the characters that you put in your grid are fighting that dragon in the background.
Yeah.
And they're just like just wailing on it with their skills, whatever. And this is the amount of damage they do every second. So as this goes up and you gain more coins, the coins are needed to buy your rank ups, and you can also use those to buy items in the Legion shop. And that's kind of what I've been working towards, because once you get your Legion rolling, and what I was talking about, like the snowball growing and everything, is you'll have access to buy items from the Legion shop, and you'll have things like, these are just power buffs, so if you're bossing and you need some extra damage, that could be nice. There's experience coupons. You can buy up to 10 hours worth of coupons every week per character. Of course, it's going to cost a lot of coins, so you don't really buy that out, but you have up to 10 hours available. And there's drop rate buffs, there's meso obtain buffs, so if you're going to be training for longer durations or you have a separate farming character, that's very helpful to make more money. These are not very used usually because they're kind of expensive, but these are big potions that are very useful. So these give you 49% experience of your current level up and half an hour of double experience in one. So these can be very instrumental to leveling up your Legion. Once you start really rolling in the coins, you can start building up new characters very, very quickly.
Yep.
So that'll be one of the things. And then the other things is you probably know about the Monster Park potions, right?
Yep.
So if you stock up on those, and you make sure you use those, and then you link your link skills, and then you link your Legion, and you have all of those things working together, your Legion's going to grow like nothing. So yeah, just a little bit at a time, and then you'll start that'll start paying off like really quickly.
And what level do you recommend I get these guys to? 100, 120?
So if you check !Legion, I have like a little bit of a advice on how to go about leveling that.
Okay.
Typically I go to 100, and then from there I just do Zakum and Monster Park slowly until they get to 140, and once one's at 100, I just move over to the next one and make the next one to 100. And then I only log on to the characters between 100 and 140 once a day just to do Zakum and Monster Park. And then I move on to the next one, basically. I find that pretty efficient because Zakum experience is just really good.
Yeah.
And then, oh yeah, and Flames. We didn't really talk about the numbers exactly, but if you are in... Yeah, we got a lot to catch up on here. I'm giving you like a little bit of a crash course, but you can read up on everything in the commands. So as long as you get the general thought of it, you can read up, or you can ask people in the chat, and they'll probably direct you at certain commands where the information is. So I have like directed Legion levels, total Star Force. So that's probably what we're going to talk about after this in a little bit. And then your Flames, what you want to go for. Tier 5, Tier 6 Flames, that probably doesn't mean that much to you at this point. But if you check the flame command, basically, okay, so you can look at all the numbers of what all the flames do, and it just gets very confusing. That's why I condensed to the flame score. However, you can't really do that for weapons. Weapons are kind of on their own, because there's like 30 different types of weapons. They all have very different numbers, so they don't get static numbers based on their level like the other items do, but they get numbers based on the percentage of their base stats. So because of that, I can't really put a number here, but I have to put a tier here, because the different tiers are different amounts for every single character. So we can look at it real quick to see how it looks. So this one has all the numbers, but yeah, you just see grids and numbers, and it's like, oh wow, very interesting, very cool. Yeah. Like this doesn't really do much. But so once you get to the weapons, most notably is going to be, so here's the difference again between normal weapons and flame advantage weapons. So normal weapons will be stuff like Pencilier, Moosepell, that kind of stuff. And then flame advantage is stuff like Fafnir, Absolab, Arcana later on, like that kind of stuff is here. So you see it's all percentages of the weapon's base attack power rounded up. So you're going to have to do like a little bit of math there, I guess, to see what kind of number you'll be looking for. But if you're doing Fafnir, it's like roughly 1/4, roughly 1/3. These are probably the numbers you're going to be aiming for. And if you're doing Absolab, it's like 30% and 40%. So These are like the 4 main numbers that you're going to be looking at, tier 5 and 6. So 6 is the highest number. Yeah.
Is using the red ones sufficient, or do I want to use the green ones?
Yeah. So powerful goes up to 6, and eternals go up to 7.
Okay.
And the lowest possible outcome goes 1 higher as well with eternals, but you'll find your income in eternal flames is much lower than in powerful flames. So you will want to save those for the items that are the most important. So it's probably going to be your weapon until you get a really good flame there. But in general, you'll get more good outcomes with powerful than with eternal, just because you can get way more powerful ones. So even though the individual outcome is on average lower, because you have so many, on average you're going to have more positive outcomes from that. But that's all explained here as well. So if you have powerful flames, so the flame outcome is between tiers 3 and 6. For the eternal flames, the outcome is between tier 4 and 7. And then elite. Yeah, these are a little bit different. So on the non-boss advantage items, like the regular pencilier and stuff, if you get them from elite bosses, they can come out very high as well. But wait, you've seen elite bosses and stuff, right?
What's that, sorry? Yeah.
So at the end, there's like a mini game where there's other boxes you have to hit, and they drop those balls with gear in it.
Yep.
Or they fly around. So those can actually get really good flames as well. They have a chance to, at least. Which sometimes are even higher than what you are getting with an eternal flame or something. So you can get surprised by that. But that's mainly just like something that can happen that's nice, but it's not really something you aim for, like, oh, I'm going to go chase elites for 3 days to try to get good penciler flames. But just to be aware of that there's differences there. So the huge difference between normal equips or non-flame advantage items and flame advantage items is that the amount of lines that are impacted, the number of lines that are impacted by your flame, is always 4 when you have flame advantage, and is 1 to 4 when you have non-flame advantage. So there's way more discrepancy there. So not only are the tiers way lower, like between 1 and 4 on a powerful flame, and between 2 and 5 on an eternal, but also the amount of lines that get affected is way lower. So you're just going to aim way lower on those items. And in general, some people will call it non-KMS flames or non-boss flames. In general, it's items that don't come from bosses or that don't exist in KMS. Those are the ones that typically have higher base stats or have ways of getting stronger, and therefore their flames are bad. But I think the main reason is that GMS didn't code in the flame things from KMS, and therefore they just have bad numbers. So that discrepancy in how much you're aiming for, you can find here as well. So flame score, general, what you aim for, have non-boss, boss, or non-flame advantage, whatever. So you can see the discrepancy here between the numbers on how much lower you're going to be aiming for. And then at the higher levels, I put in a range because items level 160 and higher will have on average better outcomes than items level 150 and lower. So that's why I have a range there for the flames. And for endgame, it's even higher because you can get arcane gear, which is level 200, which goes even higher than that. Yeah. So that's why there's a range there. Otherwise, it's just a general number for flame score. And how to calculate your flame score. Let's see, where are we? Is in general, for you, this will be correct. So, so basically, the flame score tries to be how much all stat is this flame worth. How much main stat is this flame worth? Okay. So like, how much luck is this for me? So however luck you have just counts for 1. Your weapon attack will count for 4, and then your all stat will count for 8. And if you add that all together, that's roughly how much luck it would be, and that'll allow you to compare all of the flames on all of your gear. Again, provided that they're around the same level, right? Because as we saw in the numbers, like a flame, I don't know, like if an equip is like level 60 or something, a tier 5 flame is 20. But if it's level 200, a tier 5 flame is 55. So it's a big discrepancy. But as long as the items are roughly close together, you can compare the flame scores together. And then you can clearly tell this one is shit, this one needs to be reflamed, this one's already really good, I can keep those. And to see whether they're good or bad, you can look at this grid here and look at those numbers. So that's how I'm going to look at your equip now. Okay. That's like all of the... No, those aren't your equips. These are your equips. So there's a lot of information now, but if you get the general idea and you peruse through the things later, if there's anything that still doesn't make sense, you can always message me, of course.
Yep.
But I think you'll get it because you seem kind of smart. So you seem like you can figure that stuff out on your own. Okay, now let's get to the actual gear because, well, how much money do you have right now? I'm guessing not too much.
I have 20 bill on this guy.
25, okay.
25. And I don't know how much I have on, like maybe a couple hundred mil on another character.
A couple hundred mil, okay. Because we have a no boom room now, which just means if you're star forcing up to 15, it doesn't. There's 0 chance to boom always.
And I don't have to use my.
Don't have to safeguard.
Yeah, to safeguard.
Oh, and your stuff is 15. Okay. So we're keeping that in consideration. And there's a 5, 10, 15 event this Sunday, so that's very useful. And we have another 30% off coming as well. That's overlapping with the no boom room. So. That's the main things we're going to look at because there was no DMT in March, so we're just probably going to have to wait until July for the next DMT. I think they're just completely skipping it.
Okay.
All right, let's get to your actual gear now. I think we're like an hour in already. All right, let's see. Ring time. Let's go. Okay, 15 to line. Yeah. Okay, next one. July 15, okay. Okay, 30, we got reinforced. Yeah, okay. Cosmos, 3. Okay, cool. So you don't have your pocket slot unlocked yet.
Yeah.
So you need 30 charm. I don't know if you're close to that or not.
I don't know if I'm close to it, but I know I have to get the rose clipping, and I just never wanted to.
Oh, the drop rate for the rose clipping has been increased dramatically over time.
Before it was like.
Yeah, it was really bad. Yeah, so you could just go into Ardent Mill and then go to the herb patch in the bottom right, and just harvest flowers, and you'll get one within like 5 minutes. It'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you can equip that pink holy cup that you have. What's the stats on that one? Okay, so that's definitely something to reflame, but it gets boss flames, and it'll give you set bonus now as well. That's why the 83,000 is up there, right? Because you'll have 3 set bonus. And it'll get boss flame, so you can aim pretty high on this. You'll basically aim for the same score on this as you do on your CRA stuff. So it's good stuff, yeah. And for you in this position, it's a good upgrade. Most people try to rush their charm to like level 30 just so they can equip it, and it's not going to be a big deal for them. But for you in this situation, it is a big deal because it's just an extra equip. Yeah, okay. And okay, pendants. Double mez obtained, nice. Yeah. Oh wait, what was the flame score on that one? Okay, no flame, okay.
No flame,
yeah. Just HP, 2-line, okay. Wait, were they both 15? Sorry, I missed the Star Force.
Both, oh no, this one's 12.
This one's 12.
I heard that I have to get like a Dominator pendant, so I just didn't.
Yeah, that's what, well, I mean, if you have a, you're going to use it for drop rate because it's double meso obtained, so the Star Force doesn't matter too much on it, yeah. Okay, okay, Claw. Softener 15 with 16 attack, 10% boss. Yeah, so the other things that are very important for your boss flame, especially on a Night Lord, is since your tiers for your weapon attack are based on a percentage of your base attack, your flames for your Night Lord are going to be like garbage when it comes to attack because your base attack on claws is really low, right?
Yeah.
So you're mainly going to be looking for you're still going to look for the attack, but you're also going to be looking for high tiers of boss damage and maybe even regular damage. So regular damage less so because damage is very simple. It's like tier 1 is 1%, tier 2 is 2%, and so on. But boss damage doubles up. So that's a tier 5 boss damage. Tier 5 goes to 10, tier 6 goes to 12. So that's why...
should I just leave this with the 10%?
For now, yeah, probably. I don't know by heart how much the flame is, but it's like it's like a little bit less than 1/5, so it's probably like 17% or so.
Okay.
So we can look at the... well, you can look it up now too, because you have the knowledge, right? It's flame advantage, it's 15, yeah, like 17.6%, so it's probably tier 4 is what I'm guessing.
Yeah, okay.
So the highest you would be aiming for is tier 6, which is a difference of which is almost double. So it would be like, this one is 30, no, this one is what, 16 attack? Yeah, so it'll probably go up to like 30. So you're missing out on 14 weapon attack, but you're getting 10% boss. So yeah, 10% boss is probably better there than just 14 attack. Although, you know, that is 10% of your total attack on the weapon. Well, so as you get past 15 stars, you can check, for example, if you click the Star Force thing on your, yeah, that one, and you just drag one of your items in and look at how much you, yeah, just drag in a weapon, for example, or, yeah, so, oh wait, this one's 14. No, something that's 15 stars.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and then you scroll down on the right side on the yellow bar. So you can see that you're gaining 13 all stat and 10 weapon and magic attack just for that one extra star.
Yeah.
So that's basically the same as what you would be going for by reflaming your whole thing. So there's way much more that can be gained there by just star forcing a little bit over trying to perfect your flame on this item. So that's how you want to look at everything. And basically what happens when you go past 15 Star Force is all of your equipment become like small weapons, kind of.
Okay.
So like on my character is pretty limited. This one, it just has everything 17 star, but it's like 19 attack on this ring, 18 attack on this ring. See, this one is 17, so this one has 54 attack because of the base 35, so that's plus 19 attack. This is plus 19 attack, plus 19, plus 21, plus 21, plus 19. It really all starts adding up really quickly.
Yeah.
So that's what you'll find as well once you get to 17. So you're gonna see huge power spikes. You're definitely trying to go for 17 on a lot of stuff. The main thing,
this Sunday, right?
yeah. So the main thing is once you go past 17, so because that's like what you're gonna do next after that, and you have already some money built up, is you need backups because stuff is gonna blow up.
Yeah.
And that is a process that takes time, and that is also another way that Nexon keeps you playing the whole time. Yeah. It's like you have to build up the Narrows, you have to kill Helix to get superior backups. That is just something you're kind of just forced to do if you want to eventually get past that, or you have to get lucky. But of course, you know, everybody wants to, but you can't bank on that. So
yep,
that's the thing. So I don't know how you are with like the narrow backups and stuff like that.
I just honestly, I got this. I got this, and I just stopped doing it. I started doing it again a couple days ago when I came back.
Okay, if you check exclamation mark Dineros in the chat, I have like a guide there on how you can maximize your. Yep. You take the outcome, like a little bit of an optimizer for your voyage. So there's two ways about it basically that I identify. One is the one that you did. You just get enough Dineros, you get your accessories, you get out. And the other one is more the long-term approach. Like I'm trying to get to 18, 19, 20, maybe even higher stars. I need a bunch of backups. And then, yeah, basically, I did all the calculations on the back end, like how long does it take you to do your daily quests? How much money can you make on average? How much money do you save by not safeguarding, by star forcing, event costs, all of that. But basically, it comes out to if you want to go to 18 stars or higher, it's better to just level up your boat and then just spam the easiest voyage. If you just want to get your accessories, then you just do like some min-maxy 2 voyage a day shit. So, yeah, if you're trying to push for that further, building up the narrow bank is useful. So if you follow that command and you follow that, you'll be on your way there. As soon as you get your boat maxed, it'll be like 6 to 7 minutes of a daily. So, but it takes a little bit to build up to that point. But once you're there, it becomes a very fast daily. Okay, and your belt is a reinforced belt, I think. Oh yeah, the potential in your claw was fine, by the way, right? It was like 2 lines. Yeah, and boss. Yeah, that's really good. Okay. The belt is clean, but the base stats are really good. And you have the 4-set reinforced, 3-set reinforced.
Should I do anything with this, or should I just wait till I get the superior?
Well, so since superior is very tricky, you probably won't be able to Helix. You probably have to hardlux for a bit. Okay. And since the IED, what is your IED at right now? Because we lost a 30% from the codex. It's probably, yeah, it's kind of shit. Well, you don't have like, any ignore defense in your hyperstats right now, so that can be fixed. Okay, but I gotta focus on gear because we're doing just gear progression. I gotta like limit. Okay, so you're gonna be working towards your 4-set reinforced first, so you can get the extra boss damage and IED. That'll help you out in getting clearing Helix faster, and then you want to move into to superior from there. So you do moderate investments. You do like about up to 12 stars. Epic potential, and no flame, basically.
Okay.
That's like what you're going to be aiming for, and just set bonus. That's the main purpose of that. But it's got very good base stats.
Is this a late game, right?
Yeah, so because we'll be able to reset, the shop resets weekly now for the Golux items, but they're very, very expensive.
Okay.
So you can buy multiple, and you have backups, so you can eventually, you could even get multiple solids. No, I say that all the time, but no. So technically, you could get a high star solid and transfer hammer it over, but solid can only go up to 20, so you'll end up with a 19 star, which isn't bad, of course. Yeah. But yeah, so that could become endgame ring, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the plan with the belt. Top, so that's going up 17. So this one has no flame. So CRA is flame advantage, level 150. So that a lot of gains there from flames. You can probably gain like 80 to 90 stat very easily on this with a good flame.
Okay.
It's very important. So this is also flame advantage. If you're going to keep this for damage, you can get a decent flame on this as well.
Yeah. See, I was trying to scroll this, but I ended up getting 40% drop.
Yeah, so that's your... that's pretty...
I don't know if I just...
You keep that 100%. So yeah, this is where the part where you want a bunch of extra dineros, so you can just buy a new one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's your drop one now, and the other one is the damage one. That's just how it's going to be for you for now.
Until I get another one of these.
Yeah, until you get another one. Yeah. The great thing before you get this, of course, is if you have two of the same item and you're just cubing one. If one ends up being better than the other one at the thing you're not cubing for, you just switch them around and you cube the other one instead.
Yeah.
That's the benefit. Of course, you can't do that in this situation, but I still use like condensed power crystal and aquatic letter eye accessory as my drop rate on my level 260. Like, a lot of people glorify having really, really good drop gear, but at a certain point, your character is just so strong, you'll be able to roll through everything. And even if you wear like level 0 items, you know, they can get good potential. But if your gear would give you absolutely no stats, just having the lines of drop and meso-obtain, you'd still be killing everything, because arcane power, boost nodes, everything is taking care of that. So how good your drop rate, your gear, your stats on your drop gear really isn't that important later on in the game.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's really nice. But you can definitely flame on this one as well. But in the beginning, you'll just...
On this right here?
Yeah, because this one is also considered like a boss item. So you'll very easily get like 60, maybe even 70 stat on that as a gain. You know, in combination, like equivalent, right? So combination of attack, all stat, yeah. Okay, and then this one, oh, that's really nice. Yeah, so this one can be flamed as well, but this one is non-boss, so this one will have very low outcomes. So you'll be aiming like, I don't know, like 20, 25, maybe 30 or something stat. Same like with the superior pendants, right? You'll be aiming pretty low with those as well. But the main thing right now definitely is star forcing. But since you don't have backups, just up to... Wait, was 15 Star Force the highest when you were playing?
Yeah.
Wow, okay. So yeah, so 5 and 15 is really good because you can just get up to 16 guaranteed. And then you want to safeguard from 16 to 17, just to specify that. And then after 17, you can't safeguard any... Once you're at 17, you can't safeguard anymore, and that's when you just risk booming. So that's why you want to have a bunch of backups.
Why would I risk booming and needing another item?
Yeah, so 17 is like the safe spot where a lot of people... sit out for a while, and then from there on out, you make like big decisions on how to go from there.
Okay. And does this ever get upgraded for anything, or no? Is this pretty much?
So the one upgrade you can get is if you... Do you know about transposing?
Yeah, I know about transposing.
Yeah, so there's a Papulatus. There's an eye accessory from Papulatus now, the Papulatus mark. If you bring up the guide and find Papulatus, you can see the picture of the item there. It's level 145, and it does get flame advantage, and then when you transpose, the good flames are transposed over to this one. Okay. And if you transpose past 16, you get those bonus stats, and then that would be like the end game for eye, or you get the magic eye patch that drops from Hard Damien. That is part of the hard boss accessory set, but that one is very, very rare at this point. KMS has brought up an update where the drop rate for those special items is going up, but we don't have it yet, and we don't know to which extent is it really going to affect the meta, or is it just going to be slightly less insanely rare. You know, we don't know if it's going to be like a relevant goal. Yeah. So those are like your other two options. But most people just have a 17-star monocle for a while, and then they just keep gasping for a Papulatus mark, and maybe you get one after like a year or so.
Yeah, okay.
Of running that boss weekly. I also have a video for CPAP, Chaos Papulatus, if you haven't done that yet, !CPAP. He can be quite a tricky boss, especially early on. So I break down a boss fight with my character, and a lot of people have found that one very useful to be able to go from just getting dumpstered by the boss to actually being able to kill him quite reliably after a few attempts. So that would probably help you as well. You know, once you get a bit stronger with your arcane power and get all of that free stat that's just waiting for you there, and get everything to 17. Okay. The top, yes. Okay, so yeah, huge gains here with flames, and definitely getting it to 17 tomorrow.
Yep.
Probably same with the pants. Yeah, pants is in the same position.
And should I like re-roll at the potential lines, or no? Just keep the 2 lines.
So if you check !cubing, I have like a general advice on which items to attack first and which ones to attack later. That takes into consideration the amount of junk lines that items have. So some items just have way more lines of potential that just don't give you anything, making the expected cost to getting certain potential higher on certain items.
Yeah, okay, makes sense.
So accessories are generally cheaper. Your hat and your top are among the most expensive of your entire equipment. So having 2 line on your top is actually probably really good for a long time. The expected cost to improve on that is insanely high. Okay. Yeah, and pants is not as bad as the top and the hat, but it is a little bit higher than the other stuff in expected cost. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was just good enough for now. We'll talk about prep into Absolab in a little bit, but this one is just good enough to keep for now. So you have your... wait, can you go to the earring first?
Oh.
Yep. Oh, yes, you have reinforced ear. Yeah, I thought you had to have the earring because you had the set bonus. Yeah. Okay, so that's fine.
I need the pendant to complete the set bonus.
Yeah, you need one more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's only one pendant in the reinforced set. That's interesting, actually. I didn't see that. Like the superior set has 2. If you hover over the superior pendant, you see that there's 2 pendants in there. But the reinforced one actually has 1 reinforced in there. I hadn't seen that yet. That's interesting. Okay, so this one can get some stats from flame, but is a lower priority because also non-flame advantage. So it'll easily be like 20. Well, not easily. You can get 20, 25 stat, but it won't be that easy. It'll actually a bunch of flames. You're just gonna throw it on and give you like 2 jump or 1 speed. Like it's gonna be demoralizing, but.
Yeah, okay.
Percentage all stat will save the day. So shoulder is an item that cannot be flamed, so you don't have to worry about that. Same with rings, by the way. That's why I didn't talk about flames there. Rings can all not be flamed. Well, I can give you a general rundown. So all rings cannot be flamed. So your pocket item can be. The codex or whatever is not even like a real equip, so that obviously also cannot be flamed. Your second column, everything can be flamed. Your third column, everything can be flamed. Your fourth column, so no shoulders there. And no android when you get it. Android also isn't like a real equip like that. And then your 1, 2, 3, 4. And your fifth column, pretty much nothing there can be flamed except your cape.
Okay.
So only the flame there, and everything else, no flame. So in general, flames, really good, but you don't have to worry about your flames on a lot of your items. So once you cross off the things that can be flamed and the things that don't have flame advantage, there's only like 6 or 7 items that are like really important to get good flames on, and everything else is kind of like min-maxy stuff for later. So shoulder, I'll talk about prep for Absolab as well, just like with the shoe. So for now, that's fine. Since it cannot go past 15, I wouldn't worry about getting it more Star Force. So my general rule of thumb is if you're not planning on getting something past 15, there's no point in getting it to 15 because it's just going to cost you money, and it's only worthy investing the money to get to 15 if you're going to get it past it, because that's where all the weapon attack came in, like you saw with the Star Force gain. So that shoulder just stays right there. It gives you a little bit of set bonus while you have it, and it has some potential, so that's nice for now. Okay, so this is another. This is high quality dimension. Jesus. Okay, that's I mean, I'm on my arc. I'm not laughing at you. I'm just like realizing like that was a thing. Like I'm using regular.
I know. Yeah, this was like
I'm
pretty
using
good back in the day. Man.
yeah, I'm using regular dimension gloves that are 14 star on my character here. That's level 249. Like,
okay,
this is my actual glove, like with 6% dex. Like yours is better than mine. Like don't worry.
Yeah.
But like I remember, like this is the era that we used to play in. Yeah, this used to be a thing. So that's probably that's in the same category as the shoulder and the shoe. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Okay.
You might want to get it to 17. It'll be cheap to do when you have 25 bills, so you probably want to get that one to 17.
I'm assuming it's going to give me some pretty good stats too.
Yeah, it should. Yeah, it should give you that.
Yeah, I think I'll just do it.
8 attack per star. Yeah, and then the next one should be 1 higher. It typically the stat goes up by like 1, and the attack goes up by 1 per extra star. So it's like +9 and +8, then +10 and +9, +11 and +. Yeah, it starts really. I can go my character in a little bit on my arc, but basically every single item or most of my items are 21 star, and everything just adds another 80 weapon attack.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you start adding that all up, it's insane how much damage you get out of that.
Yeah, for sure.
It's damn crazy. And if I would go for the extra star, I think I gain like 17 attack on every single thing. So yeah, it gets nuts. So you probably get this one to 17, yeah, and then leave it there, and I'll talk about like Abzo prep on this as well. Okay, and then the emblem. Okay, so that one is good, but considering how good your other stuff is one of the earlier things that you probably want to recube, because damage percentage just is it gives you something, but you never want to rely on it. It's like attack. It's basically like attack or nothing. IED is also considered good for your emblem, especially since you're at 60% and your IED is lacking. If you roll for like 1 line of IED and then some attack, that would be really good. But again, there the caveat, if the familiars come back and IED comes back there and is somewhat reliably achievable, then you don't want to have any IED on your emblem, but instead you want to have just full attack there. So don't re-roll it just yet, but it is something once we get into potential, and if July, the familiars should be back. So if DMT rolls around, familiars are back, and you've rebuilt your mesobank, then you want to definitely look into rolling this one.
And would I use red cubes on it? Just go to town?
Yeah, probably red cubes go to town, yeah. Yeah, unless you roll something like 40% IED and 2 lines attack or something, you want to keep that until you know more. Mm-hmm. But you don't want to go too crazy too early, yeah. But yeah, I would just go max through red cube, yeah. So that was really nice. This one, similarly to the heart, once you get it, are 2 of the items with the least amount of junk lines. So these are the easiest items to get to 3 lines of stat once you do start cubing. So that's a... But if you check exclamation mark cubing, you'll see that there as well. So yeah, that's a good efficiency. This one, you want to get to 17, but for the badges, they don't gain attack past 15, unlike all the other ones. So it'll just be stat, which is still nice, but it's not nearly going to be as much of an improvement as all the other equips.
Yeah.
Okay, so also no flame, and then you have the Red Tiger Student. That one is decent. You could work in the long term towards the Monster Park 7-day Monster Parker.
Yep.
I don't know if you already have progress. You know about that one?
Yeah, I do. I was watching your videos, and I'm working towards that now.
Okay, that's good. Okay. Secondary is okay. That's pretty nice, actually. I'll give it an extra crit rate that you want. What is your crit rate at right now?
When I'm like fighting, because I think when I like dodge an attack, it goes up. It goes to 100.
Oh, okay, cool. And you could have decent sharp eyes and that kind of stuff as well.
I think I have it here, right? Oh, I can have it just in my V skill, I'm guessing.
Yeah, exactly. You can have it as a skill node there. You wouldn't do that now, of course, because you have it on the glove, and you also have it non-cooldown on the glove now, so you can use it wherever you want. The decent skills all have cooldown, so you can't like spam it or. But we do have 20% extra critical rate right now, depending on. Oh no, you don't have it because you don't have the pixel skill right now, because you haven't ranked it up. Yeah. Okay. I was going to be cognizant of that. 5-star. Nice. This is also flame advantage, so you can also get a really nice flame on this. And when we get to switching stuff to Abzo in a second, this will be your last Abzo item you get by far, because this one is like already very far and very, very good. So you can definitely try to get a decent flame on this because you will keep it for a while, and therefore the flame, you will get your value out of it. Okay, so the last thing to talk about is because of being able to go past 15 stars, and because of Absolab. What do you know about Abso?
I just know that some people say, okay, keep 5, or get Abso. Like I heard it's pretty controversial whether or not you should get the next item.
So
but I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the Absolab gear is level 160. And it is divided into 2 areas of the Dark World tree, which is Damien's area, and then the Scrapyard, which is Lotus's area. And every area has its own shop where you can buy items with its own coin, and then the coin is made by getting the drops from the boss in that area and combining it with the drops you get from weekly quests in the area. And the weekly quests are limited to how many times you can do it, and then the boss drops are RNG based on your drop rate and based on the difficulty of the boss that you kill. So there's a big hurdle there in how long. So just to give you an idea, 1 week of weeklies on one character in one area gives you 12 of the currency, and in the other area gives you 13. You need 20 to make 1 coin, and every item costs 2 coins, and the weapons cost 5. So this is like a bunch of weeks of doing this. And if you ever try to go past 17 and you blow it up, you have to do it all over again. You have to make a completely new one so you can transfer the trace. You know about tracing, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So there's like 2 main ways to go about it. One is I'm just aiming for 17-star Abso. I'm just getting the equip. I'm just star forcing it. I'm getting a potential. It's also flame advantage, so I'm getting good flames on it. I get the set bonus when I have all the pieces, and that's just what I'm aiming for. Another way to go about it is, if your stuff now is already pretty decent, you have like a really good cape, for example, that you can fall back on. What you can also do is get level 150 gear and get to high Star Force during an event like this one, and then transfer hammer it over into the Abso once you get to Abso. You don't need the Abso prior because you can just, the 150 is more readily available. And you can take benefit of the events way before you even have access to buy the Abso items. And then once you have them, you transfer hammer them in immediately. You don't have any risk of booming up the Abso. You have less weeklies to do, and you can just move along much faster. Now, that totally depends on how many backups you have, and also how much money you make. So someone who tends to play more irregular but has likes farming and grinding more and makes more money that way, that will be a way more appealing way to go about it. Someone who builds more backups, maybe you don't even have to do that, right? It's not very necessary. So that's mainly when you're going past 17. Yeah, so you're getting everything to 17 now. So I would advise you to start doing some of that groundwork, but you don't have to do that for everything. One of the main things is getting level 150 shoulders. That's like a very tricky one, because those are only available by killing Madman Ramaru. Don't know if you have any. No, you have like 1 cape that I see that's level 150 cape.
Yeah, someone told me to do Madman. I did it yesterday.
Yeah. So he has increased drop rate for equips now, or should, but he doesn't drop the recipes anymore. So that's a kind of a good thing, also a bad thing, but I won't get into that. So if you kill him every day with like Holy Symbol and with a drop rate coupon to maximize your chances for the shoulders, that would be very useful.
Okay.
And remember that any shoulder works. Even if you get like a mage shoulder, you can still transfer hammer it into the Absolab Thief shoulder. That doesn't matter. Yeah, so building up the shoulders there, you can build up capes very easily from Chaos Sakum.
I can't even kill it, I don't think, ever since the rework.
He's annoying, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like his slaps, you think you dodged them, but then you still die. Sound familiar?
Maybe I just need a little more experience with it.
Yeah, it's really just about bursting him down and then just Yeah. Yeah, IED is going to be a thing for you to work on. So yeah, set bonuses, link skills, and your Legion grid and Legion bonuses there is definitely where you're going to get your IED, like the Lumi link, stuff like that. And putting in your hyper stats as well.
Yep.
Yeah, so basically for your glove, your shoulder, and your shoe, and then later for your cape, you're just going to go for level 150 gear. And then for the shoe and the glove, it's very easy. You can go to, for the shoe, you can go into Root Abyss, and there's Root shoes you can buy from the shop there. And And then for your glove, you can go to the black market that's near the Grandis, Magnus's castle, and you can buy root gloves there for the regular Magnus coins. You can buy those at any time, so you don't have to stock up on those, so that doesn't like suffocate your inventory.
Okay.
Yeah, and then what you do is you just save up a bunch of money. If there's a star forcing event, you can prep those items. So depending on how much money you have left now, if you're saying like I'm probably just gonna try to aim for 18-star Abzo or like 17-star Abzo anyway, you could, if you have money left, try to go for 18 stars on those. And then if you do reach that, you can transfer hammer over. Or what you could do is you could go for 16, hold them, wait until you get your Abzo, wait until there's another 5, 10, 15 event, transfer them at 16, have them go down to 15 Abzo, then guarantee again 16, and then safeguard 16 to 17 only to be at 17-star Abzo.
And there's no safeguarding after that, a lie?
Yeah, only up to 17 is safeguarding. After that, it's just boom chance. It starts pretty low, but it gets up to like, I think it's like 7% chance to boom once you go to like 20 to 21. So it's getting pretty big. I know as you fail and as you pass a bunch of chances, the increased chance of booming becomes more and more real. Yeah. And then having to remake Abzo is such a drag. So
yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna go for past that. At least I don't in the future, like near future.
Yeah. So one thing you could do is if you already have, so you could definitely get the glove and the shoe backup. Is go for 16 and then just hold on to that until there's Abzo and another 5, 10, 15 like in the preview, and then go for transfer and then up to 17. That could be a good thing to do, especially with the money you have now. And then focus the rest, I think, on... well, we didn't go through your drop rate gear yet. Let's look at that real quick. This is Mezzo drop. Mezzo and drop. Oh, it's really nice. You got some double lines. That's always juicy. Yeah. And that's a double drop one. Yeah.
Mezzo. And I think one of these is drop rate. Yeah, no, this is my Mezzo gear.
And this Mezzo. Okay.
Pretty much it.
Wait, is the ring... Oh, no, that ring... The ring is also... Oh, that one's damage, I see. It's an old damage ring.
Yeah.
And that glove? What is that? Was that a Sharp Eye glove or?
This was Speed Infusion when I thought it was like necessary, but I could just get the green pots from Monster Park, and I don't think it matters on Night Lord.
On Night Lord, so you don't need the Speed Infusion on your inner ability, or your attack speed +1 on your inner ability, but you can benefit from both green pot and from Speed Infusion to maximize your attack speed.
Okay.
Those will make you hit the hard cap. Yeah. Yeah, so when training, you can just switch. During bossing, it might be a little bit tricky. Then maybe you need to, but you can get a node for that as well in your matrix.
Okay.
Yeah, if you have to figure out
exclamation mark V matrix.
Yes, I do.
Wow.
Ah, he's starting to see the, the pattern, guys. He's beginning to believe. He's seeing the matrix. Yes. Yes, I'm currently trying to redo the commands that I have, and by bundling them into just exclamation mark commands and then linking through that, so it takes a little bit of the load off of the chat. And I think I'll enable the chat, the commands in the chat when I'm offline, and then when I'm online, limit it to just going through the command channel. I think is what I'll do, because it does help a lot of people.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
It gets a bit spammy with like 250 people right now. Like it gets a bit spammy with that for sure. So
yeah. No, man, you appeared in my recommended on YouTube like out of nowhere. I wasn't even playing Maple Story, but I saw your detailed guides and I was like, man, this guy's pretty good.
Oh shit! Now they got you back.
Yeah.
Hey, YouTube recommended. It works, guys.
It does work, but you gotta be good.
Sponsored. Okay. Well, I guess I earned that mark for now. Yeah. So getting stuff to 17 tomorrow. Pre-work on Abzo stuff. Flames. Lots of flames.
That's the biggest thing. And the flames in this shit.
Yeah, and then pre-quest areas and starting up your symbol dailies. Oh, the one great thing about symbol dailies is the more areas you unlock, the more you can speed up all of the dailies before that. You have to do one less of each for every area you have done after that to a minimum of one per thing. So in the beginning you do 3 Urda Spectrums and you do like 5 kill and gather quests and Vanishing Journey. If you have 4 areas after that unlocked, you only have to do 1 Urda Spectrum, 1 kill quest, and then you autocomplete all the rest and you get full symbols.
That's really helpful.
Yeah, so your total amount of time you spend doing dailies still goes up per extra area you unlock, but but it greatly reduces. Yeah, so at the end of one day, every single day, you have like 80 symbols in your inventory, and you're like boom, 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 and the levels are gonna fly. And well, it's gonna start costing a little bit as well to upgrade them, but you know, you'll make money while you're doing that, so you'll be fine. Yeah, man. If you don't have a soul bag yet, I would try to get one of those. Soul shard bag. There's a 40 slot soul shard bag.
Oh, okay.
It's really, really juicy. And if you buy, there's one more sale coming in the last week, and it's only going to cost $350 then. And you can, so your coin cap is, so your point cap is still 100. You can do Pixel Rog every day. That should give you another 100 extra coins a day. Pix Rog. Combined with the point cap, you should be able to tier up pretty quickly. And then your cap goes up to like 150, up to 200, and then up to 300, and then up to 500, something like that. Yeah, and then on Sundays it doubles, so you can go up to 1,000 if you get to the highest rank. But yeah, during the sale, it'll only be 350. So if you check !events, I have an event calendar that I make there. So it has all of the currently ongoing sources of event currency and what everything does, and links to the patch notes and everything. So that'll help you keep a... Yeah, because this is like general stuff, so you know your general priority now, but events can always come in and kind of shift your priorities. Because what if there's a way of getting like 80 symbols a day if you do some crazy shit, right? Maybe that's worth your time way more than...
For sure.
You know, yeah. So that's always a good thing to keep an eye out on.
Other than that, I think we're done, right?
Yeah, I think that's about our half hour, yeah.
Good, man. Yeah, that was, maybe... I'll let it slide this time.
Yeah, you let it slide. Okay, thanks, dude. But yeah, hopefully... yeah, hopefully that was very helpful.
Really helpful.
Yeah, cool. Well, that answered that immediately. So yeah, thank you for the dono, and yeah, I'll see you in chat, maybe on YouTube comment section, and
maybe, who knows.
Have fun, man. Enjoy your Night Lord.
Thanks a lot, man. Take it easy.
All right, take it easy.
See you later.